Hi everyone, Ashliegh here for Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo Crafts, and we're going to start the hot air balloon. To do the hot air balloon, we're using the Somewhere in Time by Bo Bunny collection. And what you're going to need to do is cut 18 6x6 squares. So it's 4.5 sheets of paper that you'll need to pull out of the pack. These are the papers that we're going to mix up and use. Yeah, you could have used a 6x6 pad, but I didn't have one. So these are the sheets that we're going to cut the hearts out of for the hot air balloon. So let me go ahead and cut some squares. Yeah, if you had the 6x6, go ahead and just pick out 18 sheets of that. So there's 2. This is supposed to be my stay and play project that we never got to do. From when the ladies were at the soiree, so now everybody gets to do it. Yeah, I hit record. It was kind of a last minute thought. I almost panicked a little, but not too bad. I know that there's a lot of people out there that want to make this. I know because I got emailed, which is fine. Totally fine. But I do know that there's people interested in this hot air balloon. So with this sheet, this is the sheet that you're going to be putting around the base of your hot air balloon. So let me go ahead and show you what the hot air balloon looks like. That would probably be effective. Let me grab it. Woo! Come on, hot mama. Okay. So this is the actual hot air balloon. I'm going to try and tip it too far sideways. Okay. And this paper is actually down here. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. Right there. It goes around the cup. The cups that we're using for this are the ones that we've been using for the cupcakes. They are the bigger, shorter ones that you can get at Scrap-a-Dab-a-Doo Crafts, as opposed to the skinnier, taller ones. So let me grab a cup. Okay. So these are the cups. And so this was an afterthought for me, but I thought, geez, this would be a super cute, like, stick pin cushion for your stick pins if you were into making stick pins. So I think that we're going to give it a go with this one. Obviously, you'll just forego a couple steps when we do this. Good night, Renee. So late for some people. So you can make this a stick pin cushion. Or you can just keep it the initial way that I have it. What you're going to do is you're going to cut your paper a little bit taller than the actual cup itself. On the bottom of this is a little doorknob. It keeps the skewer in place, and I'll explain all of that next Tuesday when we finish this up and build it actually. So two and a quarter. So we're going to need to cut 2 strips of this that are 2 1/4 tall by 12 wide. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's right. So 2 1/4. Okay. So that'll be your base. And then we've got the balloons. So that's pretty much all the paper you're using except to cut out butterflies with the paper and the banners. But again, we'll get to that later. What you're going to do, and I'm just showing this for prep, we're really just building the balloon itself today. This was the template. Okay, so I'm going to take these beads off. And I'm going to show you how to bead and what you're going to need to do. So you're going to, this is what's going to go around the cup, which we're covering it just like we've done the cupcakes, okay? So you're going to do every 1/4 inch all the way down. Just like when we made cupcakes. This is my not so favorite part. I don't like scoring for some reason. Hurts my hand. My tip's getting all, this isn't even the right scorer for this, but I like it, so I use it. This one's from, this score is from the punch board. And technically with this one you only need 6 inches of this second strip, so you can just cut one 12-inch wide and one 6-inch wide. It's completely up to you how you want to do it, but you just need a 12-inch and a 6-inch. Okay, and then you're just going to proceed to fold it, and we'll go more over this next week. But if you want to have this prepped and folded, you know, back and forth like a xylophone, or not a xylophone, but just back and forth, front, back, you know, you'll get that kind of look. Okay, so prep for next week, you'll need that. Also for next week, if you like, on my cup I painted it black. Okay, I did a black gesso and then I put black acrylic hoping that it would stick. These are wax cups, so I mean if you chip it, it's gonna, but you can touch it up. For the most part it's held out great. I only had to touch up accordion fold, thank you Jenny. I only had to touch up 2 spots, and it's because I really nicked it. So I used black gesso and then black acrylic to paint this. However, whatever color you like to paint it, that's what I suggest you do. You can have that prepped for next week as well. I would seriously have that prepped. And then also, you're going to need a skewer. I use bamboo skewers. It doesn't say like their circumference, so they're, you know, that big. Okay, and you're going to need to paint this black as well. So I would, by Miss Pris, I would paint this as well. Okay. So just for prep for next week, do that paper, do the cup, and do that skewer, and you'll be pretty golden. Because the rest of it's really just embellishing once we get everything put together. So this is what we're going to make today. So let's go ahead and get the die that I used out and my die cutter. And we've got our squares. The die that I used is a Spellbinders die. They're the, is it Nestabilities? I think I have the packaging from it. I'm not too sure though. I might. And I don't. They are in store. They are the scalloped hearts. I like the scallop. It gives pretty good dimension to it. You could certainly use, you know, just regular hearts if you like. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, so that's what they look like. Right there. And we're going to use this big one. Okay. And at the widest part of the heart, you're looking at a 5 3/4 width easy. Okay. So, oops, I forgot a sheet. And then we're going to cut these hearts and fold them down the center, and then I will show you how to stack them all together so you get that hole right down the center of your balloon that your skewer will slide right down. You will not have a problem sliding it down at all. Cut plates. And my magnetic. There we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and heart on there. And then if there's a certain spot in the heart that you want to make sure, and you want to watch your direction while you're cutting as well. So you can use some washi to hold it in place if you need to, but for the most part, there's a couple spots in the papers. There's one that's a corset that I really liked.
We need our lights.
Our lights? Oh yeah, you should plug them in. They're in the camping tote. Did you get another warning?
Yeah. Where are they at?
They're in the camping tote. You're gonna have to wait, honey. You guys, I'll be right back. Dang it, honey. Oh, sorry, you guys. The weather announcements are getting gnarly now. They're like 50 to 70 mile an hour winds. Oh, my goodness. So sorry. I had to go help him. He doesn't know where any of that's at, so. Hi, Gwen. Sorry. So we're just going to cut hearts, and then I will show you exactly what we're going to do, and then show you guys how to start the beading as well. And I used the Scotch Quick Dry on these hearts. It works just fine. Just 3. You could probably do 2 at a time here, Ash. Step it up. Let's do that. See how that works. We had to get our lanterns plugged in. Four, 5. Let's do 6 and 7. It's so funny too, because when I was looking at the weather, it totally had a break around my show. Like, it totally stopped. I was just hoping that nothing happened prior to my show. What?
Need a phone.
You need the phone? You okay?
Yeah, I'll call Rob and say, hey, you gotta check this.
Oh, yeah. Tell him to... And we have the chainsaw, too. If we have to, we can go up there later. Okay. Love you. Oh, a friend of ours lives up in the mountains. It's up by where we used to live. And, there's just tons of trees. Tons and tons of trees. So, that's the problem when we get these storms. It's not really about the storm. It's about the trees. We live where there are a ton of them. And the ironic part about all of this is that all the healthy ones are the ones that seem to be snapping while there's like this dead twig still in the air. I don't get it. Okay, just a couple more, you guys, and we'll get to going on this. I didn't want to have to put this off another week. Really wanted to do this. Carol said that we just won't do the hot air balloon if I ended up getting another storm tonight. It just wasn't meant to be. I told her, I said, that's not true. We'll just rename it something else. Okay, I want to get some of these letters in. So I'm going to line that up to where I want it. Just like so. Oh, okay. Well, then that makes sense because all the healthy ones are the ones falling to the ground. Alright, let's do this one. And this one I'm going to cut by itself because I really want to make sure that I get majority of that corset in there. You'll also need your Prima wire as well. I used black. You can use whatever color you like. You can use white. You know, they have tons of colors. I think I have almost all of them. At least I have all the ones that Carol and Barry brought in. I do know that much. Oh my gosh, Jenny. The floating transportation device. I just thought it was really funny. Here I am trying to do a hot air balloon, which, you know, they float in the sky. And there's, like, high winds and, like, it's like we got grounded for the day last week. Didn't want that to happen again, so. Last two, guys. There we go. There's one and two. So next what we're going to do is just go ahead and fold them all in half. Let me move this out of the way. Let me count out how I... So one, I'm going to use that one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay. So when you fold these in half, fold them with the side that you want to use on the inside. Okay? And make sure to get them as lined up as you possibly can. It's a perfect heart, matchy, matchy, mirror, mirror. So it's going to line up perfectly if you fold it correctly. Okay? Oh, you know what? I really want that one on the outside. There we go. Because it's got all that beautiful writing on it. So the part of the balloon you want showing needs to be on the inside fold. Like I want all those stripes and stuff, so. Go ahead and just fold them in half. Do a nice fold too. Okay. Let's do a yellow one. We want this corset showing, so. And I want some black in there. Or no, with the cream. I won't do any of the black. It's already dark enough. Not too many more, you guys. Try to hurry through this. This is the prep I was hoping to be able to get done. It just didn't work out. And I'm going to rotate colors when I lay these down. You know, I don't want two yellows back to back. And if you have to flip one, you can just flip one. It's not set in stone. Don't want too many blues back to back. I want this light. Oh, I want these too. I want this yellow. Hate having to decide. So 18 of these folded and scored very nicely in half. Or not scored, burnished. Scored. Okay. 3 more guys. Do another yellow one. Striped one. Okay, now that you have them all folded in half and kind of get an idea of what you want it to look like. So this one's going to be yellow. I'll put in a stripe. And what I'm talking about is the insides because that's what you're going to see. Yellow stripe. Put a blue. And then we can do that one. Let's do another yellow. And we could do one of these ones. I'm just stacking them here in my hand so I ink them once they're glued together. It's a lot easier. Show me. I'll show you. Trust me. Inking these one by one is just spastic. Let's do, okay, we do have another stripe. A stripe. A yellow. Let's do a blue. Do we have any blue? Oh, here's a blue. And that one. And this one. Nope. Let's see. Blue, yellow, blue, cream. Let's do stripe. We'll do yellow. Do a blue. And then another cream. Let's do one of these. And a yellow. What did we start out with? Yellow? Okay, good. Let's do stripe and then a cream. Okay. So now I have exactly how they are going to be. So what I'm going to do is take my first one. I'm going to grab my, is this it? No, this one's not it. I'm using my quick dry. Oh. And so I just leave it sitting like this. So the circle part and then the straight line, this is how I do it. That way I can remember exactly what I'm doing. And I just put glue along all the seams and stack it on top. And you want to line it up, but you have a few seconds. It's quick dry, but it's not speedy dry. And then I just kind of open it up and press. Okay? So this is part of the balloon that you would see when it was all said and done. So, and you just keep going. Keep your straight edge away from you. Put your glue down. Grab your next one. Make sure all the little scalloped edges line up. Make sure there's no glue peeking over. Top and bottom, it's very important that top and bottom absolutely line up. You don't want a crooked air balloon. Okay. And just make sure your top and bottom seriously line up. Wipe away any excess glue. Open it up and press this portion together. And you want to make sure your sides line up, although we are going to ink it, so if you get a little wonky, it's not going to matter. It's going to get covered up. Okay. Houston, we have a clogging problem. Open it up and press your stuff. Okay, and then you just keep going until all of them are stacked just like this. Air bubble. Well, I wanted to make a hot air balloon. I was talking to Barry one day, and I was like, God, I so want to make one. I was like, I just had to figure it out. But I think part of the reason I came up with this was because of the, you guys remember the Prima bike with the balloons on it? I just took that concept and blew it up with the bigger die. Super easy. Because my Prima bike had hot air balloons, or not hot air balloons, but it had balloons. Like, you know, birthday balloons, but made out of paper. If you get glue on the seam, it's okay. Just wipe it away. My little glue spot. Hi, Barry. Okay. Just keep going. Oh, mine does too at times. Sometimes I just can't shut it off. And it's kind of annoying, actually. It's like, really? And then you can threaten it. Be like, if you want me to craft tomorrow, you better turn off. That never works. Sometimes I get inspired by papers, like new collections that I see, and I'm like, oh. And then what's worse is they're not out, and they're not coming out for like another month before you get your hot little hands on them. And so I have it in my head forever. Forever and ever. Just a few more people. This is like the longest part. Seems like it takes forever, but it really doesn't. The beading is what takes forever. Which I'm going to have to steal those beads off my template one too. This little yellow one was my template, so I could make sure that I got it exactly as I needed it. My mind's okay when I go to bed. When I go to bed, I'm pretty good. I have had some dreams. I've had some horrific dreams, like at the loss of my craft room or something. Oh my gosh. They've been some doozies, let me tell you what. I've had a few of those, but you know, I guess it's just things. I mean, the graphic 45 paper can't be replaced, so I'm pretty sure that maybe I should go put that in a safe deposit box, but it's alright. Everything else can be replaced, except for my pictures. Which my pictures are in a go box. Yes, welcome back, Janny. Probably be going over just by a little here, people. So I want to show you how to at least start the beading, okay? That can be homework too. So when you come back next week to finish off this project and all the embellishing and show you how to do the stick and stuff, you'll have your cup painted, the paper on the outside ready to go now that I've given you the measurement and shown you what you need to do. And then I'll show you exactly how you're going to bead and what to do there. And to ink the hearts. Got like what, 3 left? Really make sure you press the top and bottom corners together. It's important that they stay together. We're not doing too bad on time for 2 projects in one night and a couple interruptions. Just a little bit behind. I only really kind of planned on spending about a half hour on the memory map, but there was just so much I still needed to show you guys. Don't want to leave anybody hanging. There's just never enough time. Never enough broadcast time. And I could broadcast all day long. I like doing videos, as you guys have found out on Facebook. But to sit for so long is the part that kills me. I've literally gotten up from this chair. That day we did the canvas and it was like a 4-hour show. My legs were numb and my hips hurt so bad. That was a doozy. Next time I should know to take like a 15-minute break in between. Should we take a break? I'm not even sure. Last one. Okay. There's our spine. So there's all these hearts, okay? So before we do anything, what we're going to do is I take a hole punch, and this is just a little teeny tiny one. I don't even know, like maybe an eighth in circumference. Yeah, it's about an eighth in circumference. You can kind of see that there. Okay, so I take this and I start with one, and it was on the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sixth hump down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the sixth hump down. Is that right? No, it's the seventh. There's one underneath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh hump. I'm sorry. And I'm talking about the little bubbles on the heart. So 1. Sorry, you guys. My husband's got the phone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Better not ring again. Okay. And there you go. Unplugged. Okay. So 1, 2, and I'm talking about this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You're going to take it, and I will show you here in just a second. I want you to punch a hole. You see that hole? Just like so. Okay? So to make sure that these are all lined up, you're just going to fold over your next heart set. So you can see the hole, and you're just going to line it up and punch it through. And then just keep going all the way around. And so these will line up perfectly. You can hear the helicopters. And just keep going. This is where your Prima ribbon thread is going to go in. I'm concentrating, people. If it gets really quiet, that's why. Today was a busy day for Ustream. Gwen on in the morning. I'm on. Some other people were on. Primo was on in the morning. Just a busy day altogether. Almost. No, no one's talking. They're concentrating as hard as I am. Tongues out and everything. It's important to do this first before I show you the next step, because next step will take a hot minute. Okay, so what you're left with is this one page here. And so here's the first one that we punched, just got the hole. And you're left with this one. So line the scallops up on this. Okay, because you're going to be gluing this too. And then punch it. Or you could glue it first and then punch it. It's up to you. Okay. Alright. So next what we're going to do is we're going to end up just going to put some glue on one side. And I use a lot of glue on this one because this is the one that actually holds the balloon together. So this one's super important. Okay. Just going to run some glue down the seams just to make sure that these all stay together. And then I'm going to wipe it away. You don't want to leave it. Just wipe a little bit. I'm just trying to reinforce the seams here. Some glue. You don't want them to glue together. That's why it's important not to leave the gloppy glue. Okay. So now what you're going to do is just roll it over and match it up. Match your hearts up. You kind of have to move a little fast on this part because by now it's starting to dry. And you want to pinch these bottom ones kind of together. And you see how the top right there is kind of gapped? You want to pinch that together. So you might have to, you know, fold it into half or whatever you have to do. But get that together so that it forms a circle down the center. You can see that's where your skewer is going to go. So you can see all the way through to the bottom. But you really want to make sure that this one is pushed all together. Like here at the bottom, see how it needs to be pushed more. There we go. Okay. And technically before you did that, you should have inked your edges before you even put that glue on. But we'll just go ahead and ink them now. You can just fold it in half and ink them. Or fold them out. And we'll just ink the whole thing. So before you glue those two together, fold it in half and you'll have your stack and ink the edges. Okay, and if you don't like that and you want to do them individually, go ahead. That's how I did the first one, but it took forever. We don't have forever, fortunately. Okay. Just want to make sure it opens back up. So I was pressing it down pretty good. Okay. So now we've got our balloon, but it doesn't want to, like, you know, stay even and open on its own, but we're going to fix that here in just one hot second. Let me grab my Prima thread And then I'm going to pull some of these beads off. On this, like you'll see, so the majority of the width of these are 3. There are 4 on a couple of these in the back. These 2 right here have 4. It's not anything that's going to make a huge difference. And it just depends on the width of your beads. Essentially, they need to be about an inch apart. At least an inch worth of beads. I would even say an inch and an eighth. Maybe not. An inch and 1/16 or something. But for this one I've got, and I'm going to do the same with this one that we're going to do here in class. But I've got a big bead with a middle one, a little one in the middle. Okay. So, with that being said, I need to pull some of these out just so I can show you guys what's the what and how to do this. I'll save this little yellow heart thing. Maybe we can make a mini album out of it or something. Goodness only knows. I wanted to use these beads on the last one, but then I found those other ones in my stash, and I was like, sweet. But I used all of those up, and I can't seem to find them anymore. So, how did you get back in here? You're like a magician. Really, it's not necessary to bark. You're going to drive everybody crazy. And you scare the tar out of me when you do. I'm not expecting it. Okay. This was my template to see if I could make this. Okay, little, big, little, big. Okay. Hot dog. And that's how you deflate a hot air balloon. Okay. You can put your glue away. You're done gluing for right now. What we're going to do is let me grab my pre-method and I'll show you how to do this. Woo! Okay. Now I'm just going to take a good old yard. I mean, you don't need that much, but you do have to trim as you put beads on, because you can see how this starts to come unraveled. Okay. So just find where you want your back. Doesn't, I guess, particularly matter. And I'm going to go big, little, big. So I put it through one hole, put some beads on, and I'm going to pull it through the next hole. Okay, so I'll show you what I just did. See? I started with this hole. Just pick one. Doesn't, I guess, really matter unless you do have a front and back. And start putting them through. And you kind of want to pull a lot of your wire thread through. It gets hard to pull it through once you've gone halfway around. So I'm just going to slide on a big, a little, and a big, and we're just going to keep that pattern all the way around until the back when we have to put 4 on 2 of them. And see how it won't go through. Oh, it did go through. But I'm going to end up trimming just a little bit off the end of my tip so I have a clean wire. And don't let it get twisted as you go through here. It can twist and knot up. It is wire thread. So let's do big, little, big. It is the Prima. It is this. Oh, for Pete's sake, camera. There we go. It is the black. And you'll also need it for your, you know, on hot air balloons, they have the 4, it's these. You'll need it for this too. You can see how it gives it its rope or whatever. I don't know what they're technically called, maybe tie downs. I have no idea. I'm not a balloon expert. Never even been in one. Although I would like to, but recently there was like 5 accidents with hot air balloons, so I'm thinking sketchy. Okay, I'm going to trim that end. See, and just like every couple, you have to trim your ends. And you just keep putting it through the holes. I was going to try and do like prep stuff in steps, but I was like, gosh, I want to end up with like 12 hot air balloons if I did that. I'm a last minute prepper. I do everything last minute. It's just me. It's my nature. It never used to be, but it is now, so. Trim the end. Big, little, big. So to finish this off, we'll be back here next Tuesday, same time, same place. And we'll finish off the hot air balloon. You guys have your chores if you're following along and building it as we go. You've got your chore list to do for next week. Big, let me trim that. Little, big.
You already cleaned up the shower.
Yeah, I did.
I filled a big old thing of water.
You filled the camping water one?
Yeah.
Well, we get water, but the power's out.
If the power is out, I don't know. Right?
No, when the power's out, we get water.
Oh,
Our water runs. Plus, we have a gas water tank. So it heats it too. We don't need water, but hey, better prepared than not.
And then I filled the chainsaw up.
Oh, good. So it's ready.
Love you.
Love you too. He's so cute. Okay, so far, this is what it's starting to take shape, okay? And then you can go back, like right here, you can see the wires a little bit. This is why I'm saying keep it straight as you go through the holes. Just push it back up. It's wire. It just needs to be shaped. So just go through and make it all straight. Okay? We were not prepared for the last storm. This one, by gum, we're going to be prepared. I even went got money out of the bank just in case. Oh, lights just flashed. Oh, great. Oh, come on, beadwork. Go faster. And then we're going to just push it through the next one. And just keep going. Yeah. Well, if we were home, we would have been fine. There would not have been a problem. We just would have lost power and there wouldn't have been all this drama. It was bad. I felt like I was fighting for my life. Or I was really stressed. And like high anxiety. I had to get my four-legged kids home. And I already knew our kids were safe. Like Mark's kids, my stepchildren, I already knew they were safe. They were with their mom. But like we were in the woods and Mark fell down during all of this. And you know, I had to get him home. And it was just horrible. I was all panicky trying to be like, I don't know, a superhero, I guess. And the funny thing is our chainsaw, we loaned it out, so we didn't actually take it camping this time. Otherwise, I would have been right out there sawing those suckers down, that's for sure. Millie, stop barking, sweetheart. You're going to get 86'd. I will cut you off. You know the rule. She's over there, like, lightly growling. Yeah, I heard he was coming on today. Actually, I heard on Gwen's show. That's okay. You know, we do our thing. People come, they come. If they don't, they don't. It's okay. It's recorded, so no biggies. Okay, so we're kind of at the end of our wire with this one, so I'm just going to bend it over so none of the beads fall off. And then we'll just go with this one. And go the other way. Oh, hopefully I didn't cut that too short. Okay, let's do this one. Big, little big. And we'll feed it through to the next one. Okay, and then these are the last two, so we're going to be doing big, little, big, little. This one will have 4 on it. For these beads, you're just going to have to work with it a little bit, and if you have to start over, you have to start over. I did once on the other one I did with the pearl spacers and stuff. If you find that you've put too many beads, one of the tricks that I did with this last one was 2 of the pages I put together like this. I had gotten, so there was only like room for 1 bead in between them like that. So I just said, you know, forget about it, and I put them together and beaded them. So you'll just have to do your judgment call. But I mean, if you're really just like 1 or 2 beads off, like I said, put the pages together. It's not worth it the other way. Am I missing a little bead? Probably. big, little, big, little. Okay. And do big, little, big. Big, little, big. All right. So there is your top of your heart air balloon. Okay. So what I do is I will take, so this is what you have left. Okay. So here's the beads that go for this section. So what I do is I push through this hole, the wire, so they go through the hole and they crisscross. Just like so. Okay? So this is the wire through the hole there. Like a hair on me. And then this is the wire right here through the hole. Oops. There we go. Okay? And then I just take it and wrap it around the wire. Probably just a couple times. And then I cut it off. Okay? And then take this side, wrap it around, because we pushed them through the hole like this. So, you know, this was the hole. Here was one wire, here was the other. And we went through the same hole, just opposite directions. And wrap it around. See, I'm just taking it and wrapping it around. And trim it off. And voila! You've got a relatively perfectly spaced hot air balloon that's going to go on a stick. And just to show you guys, take one of my skewers, and it's nothing that's very hard to do. You just, sometimes if you go from the top with the pointy end, and then just push it all the way through, just like so. Dun, da, da, da. Yay! So here's the start of your hot air balloon. You guys have your homework. Paint your bucket if you're going to paint your bucket. You can leave it with the white rim if you want. You don't technically need to paint all of the bucket, especially if you're going to make a stick pin cushion. But for me, if I was doing the stick pin, which I'm going to, this is getting covered. So maybe I would just paint this top rim like this all the way around, and then the inside rim all the way around. You know, like a good inch from the top. So yeah, so I'm super excited. This was this one. Oh, here, let me see if I can get, and then we're going to do the banner, the vintage, and we'll embellish. The rest of it goes really fast, and I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So here's the done one. And then, see, this one doesn't have a stick pin cushion in it, but this one I thought would be really cute if we did. It'll be the same cup, same everything. We're just going to lay a nice fabric over the top with some batting in there. Stick this right through it, and you'll have a place to put some stick pins. Thank you, Fran. So, next Tuesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time, same channel, same place, and we're going to finish up this hot air balloon. Questions? So pretty. And these are cute. I'm going to actually hang this one from my ceiling. I used E6000 to glue all of the main parts together, especially this one. You can see with the gears and the clock key and the nut and the bolt there, the nut there. I used E6000 because I'm going to take, and this clock key has got 2 open holes on either side, put some ribbon through, so I can hang it in my craft room, and it's like it's floating in the sky. Oh, thanks everyone for hanging out with us. I had a great time. Tons and tons of fun. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday at 5. And I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording and go batten down the hatches. Oh, it's nasty outside. Oh my goodness. Holy schmoly. It's kind of exciting. I don't mind if I'm at home. Okay, let's see. You're welcome, Sandra. Thank you for being here.